Hi, my name is Karen Casillas, and I will be your child's English 1 pre-AP teacher this year here at Stratford. Please forgive me in advance. I am not very comfortable in front of a camera. You would think I would be after all these Zooms, but I am not yet. But I just wanted to go over a little bit of our class expectations and let you know a bit what your child will be doing this year in English 1. All right, just a little bit about me to begin with. This is my 4th year at Stratford. I've been here since 2017, but over the course of my 26-year career, I have worked in both public and private schools around Texas. My husband is a band director at Spring Oaks Middle School, and he's been here since 1998. We have one son that is majoring in music industry studies at Loyola University, New Orleans. And when I'm not teaching, I love to read, I enjoy the study of languages, and enjoy traveling as well. The year at a glance for us is kind of divided into 6 units. They're a little fluid though. They don't necessarily go with the grading periods. So the first unit, we deal with summer reading. Your students recently wrote an essay on their summer reading books. We've been talking about short stories and AP literary terms, the idea of theme in literature, and also they are writing a personal narrative. We are getting ready to begin our study of To Kill a Mockingbird, and during To Kill a Mockingbird, we will be doing a Socratic seminar, discussing the book and the time period in which it took place, and doing a dialectical journal study in characterization of the people who populate To Kill a Mockingbird. Unit 3, we will look at excerpts from the Odyssey and do a little bit of mythology study, not too much, but we'll mostly focus on those excerpts from the Odyssey. Next semester, we will begin our second full novel of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. And during the course of our study there, we will most likely have another Socratic seminar and probably another dialectical journal. And as I'm looking at my screen, I misspelled dialectical for Unit 4, so please forgive me. Unit 5 is our last novel for the year, Fahrenheit 451. And there's usually a Socratic seminar associated with that, as well as possibly a creative project, either with Of Mice and Men or Fahrenheit. Usually we end up our year with Shakespeare and Romeo and Juliet, just so the students have a bit of an exposure to William Shakespeare before they leave for their sophomore year. Certain things that I would require from my class. Right now, of course, you just need to make sure that your child has a Chromebook that's fully charged and has Wi-Fi access, whether you are attending virtually or in person. It's helpful to have a paper and pen so that you can take notes or have scratch paper to write down ideas. At the very minimum, blue or black pens. I would like for the students to have. Pencils are fine as well. College-ruled notebook paper and a binder or folder to keep all that information handy for them. Our grading policy in the English department is very simple. We don't necessarily grade the same way that other departments here at Stratford do with percentages. However, it works out kind of in the students' favor because we don't. Every daily and homework assignment that we are taking a grade on is counted once. Quizzes, short essays, minor projects are counted twice. And major grades are counted 3 times. So that would be your tests, your long projects, your more in-depth essays or assignments, and dialectical journals as well. For pre-AP, we've been giving a lot of grace this first grading period, just because we know that there are troubles sometimes with Wi-Fi access. We know that it's an unusual situation for us all. But in general, no late work is accepted for daily assignments and homework. Our pre-AP students, we expect to keep on top of their assignments and make sure they turn things in when they are due. Projects or essays will be deducted 10 points every day it's late. We do accept those late. However, it's 10 points off every day after the due date that they are late. If there are extenuating circumstances, please contact us. We can make special arrangements with parent-teacher discussion, but we need to make sure that it's not just a failure to plan on the student's part, because if we're making sure that everybody turns it in on the right due date, then we need to make sure that there is not a situation where people are taking advantage of the situation. Also, if a student's absent, whether it's for extracurricular activities or otherwise, it's really important that your child gets their work in advance, or finds out what they missed, or turns in things that need to be due the day that they are out. We don't necessarily make exceptions because maybe somebody has a tournament and a major project is due that same day. They need to make arrangements to make sure that it's turned in on time. And all our students are given the due dates well before they are due. So we expect for those sorts of things to be taken care of. If you're absent, they need to make sure that they get that makeup work. And if they miss a class, they need to make sure that they get that makeup work as well. It's Learning is a huge part of our school year this year. And whether you are attending virtually or in person, we are utilizing It's Learning as our learning platform. I will tend to post my lessons and materials and things on a weekly basis, sometimes a little bit ahead of that. But I do encourage your students to check It's Learning frequently and check it regularly. When we are in class, whether the students are attending virtually or in person, I do show them where to find the information, and I'm still walking them through how the plans work and where to find the assignments and where and how to turn the assignments in. So we will continue that, but they need to become more familiar with It's Learning. I will say, though, that It's Learning is very confusing. I'm still working on figuring it out myself, and as a teacher, my platform looks a little different than the students do, but I promise to be patient with them as long as they're patient with me, and we can get through this together. Don't allow your child to use I don't know how to turn it in as a reason for not turning things in. They can always get a hold of me. They can always send me a message, and I can help them. If after the fact they say, well, I didn't know, they need to make sure that they, get in touch with me. All right, tips for success. Use a calendar. Really, some kind of a planner is very, very handy to have in high school, especially with extracurriculars and 8 periods during, 8 periods over a 2-day period. Make sure that your student advocates for his or herself, that they do their homework, that they keep track of their assignments and It's Learning and the grades in Skyward. Really, it's time for them to take ownership of their learning and ensure that what they turn in is their best effort. They can come to tutoring either during Spartan time or after school on Tuesdays or before school on Wednesdays. They can always ask me questions, and they need to make sure that they participate in class discussions. My tutorials are Tuesday afternoons from 3:05 to 3:45 and Wednesday mornings 7:05 to 7:45. I will occasionally have tutorials by appointment, but I need to know at least 24 hours in advance so I know to stay or to come early. Here's my contact information. My conference period, both on A days and B days, is the first block of the day, so essentially 7:45 to 9:10. There's my email, and that is my phone number with the extension. I certainly hope that we have a great year and that you feel that you can contact me if you have any questions. Thank you very much for listening to this.